Hey, what's up everyone? This is Chase from VanUp. I'm here with Dan. We're talking about our nVader rack, some of the product design behind the rack, some of the versatility, benefits, features, how it compares to other racks on the market. So first question for you, Dan. Tell me a little bit about the nVader rack, how you came up with the idea, a little bit about its history.
Yeah, so essentially there's a ton of racks in the market. They're all basically designed the same way. There's single bolt holes, kind of like this one, where you just have to run the hardware through it, or coming from the backside, but you have to sit there and kind of snake your hands behind everything. Doesn't really work very well. So we kind of came up with this really kind of revolutionary system where you can use lots of different clips and pieces and parts and different types of hardware to use all of these different things. You don't have to reach your hands behind the rack the whole time, getting tools back here and all that. So it really makes it a very streamlined experience.
So one thing for people who are in that DIY crowd, they want to do all the install themselves. If they were to buy the nVader rack online at vanupoffroad.com and they wanted to buy storage box or any other accessories, how difficult would that install be?
Generally, it's really easy. So there's lots of different hardware, as I said, to do that. We can go through a few of those right now if you want to.
For sure. Yeah, let's take a look.
Part of this design uses an E-track system, and that is this kind of horizontal area here and the vertical area here. So a really quick example of that is this part here. It has a clip on it, and all we have to do is put it in here, up and down, and let it go, and it just is on there. It's great for temporary storage around a campsite or something like that if you want to hang something from this rack. Take it off. All you do is clip it back, take it off. Next one, same thing on this E-track system. This is called a handy track. You can get them from VanUp, who's selling these parts. All we have to do is loosen up this screw in the middle. A couple of turns, nice and loose on there. Then we can just slide this into the rack itself. This always takes a minute because I'm on camera and I will always mess it up on camera. There you go. And it is pretty much on there right there. This allows us to actually have a hard point on here to bolt to. So 4 of these, and basically a location like here, 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 and here, you can hang a whole box from those, and then all you're doing is running the screws from the outside to the inside. You don't have to put hardware to the back side of this rack or any other rack, and that's, again, one of the great advantages here. All right, next up on here is what's called a carriage bolt, and a lot of these places, like these slots, are meant for a 1/4-inch carriage bolt, which is this kind of bolt with the shoulder right up here. So one of the advantages is you can put this onto whatever piece of hardware you are trying to bolt, or rather part you want to bolt to this rack. And all you would do is go ahead and thread it on first, then you slide the head through the rack, pull it down, and now I can actually just turn this and it starts to tighten up without having to, again, put any hardware or tools to the back side and try to fumble around with your parts. Same thing, that one slides through from the front with that hole. This one just goes right through there and slides into place. These are for 1/4-inch, these are for 1/2, and then on a 3/8, there's a couple 3/8 inch hardware as well for holes like this one right here. And again, that handy track we showed earlier, that uses a 5/16, so lots of hardware options that are kind of available here. The last one we're gonna talk about is a clip that you can put onto a lot of these bolts. So just look at that piece of hardware for the carriage bolt. A lot of times what you can do is actually put that carriage bolt through first, and on the front use a clip like this that just locks everything in place. This one's not quite the right size, but it's an example here where you can slide it over and then use that in place. That's actually how this tire is bolted on a lot of these racks as well. So this is, again, removable. All right, so we're gonna run through a couple of options for the nVader rack as far as accessories go that you can actually put up there. Really, this is all about what do you do as an owner? What is your adventure? So is it biking? Is it skiing? Is it off-roading? What is it? It's up to you, but here are a few things. So we have a classic wheel tire combo as a spare. We've got a large box for all your extra gear, maybe the things that are dirty that you don't want in the van. We've got a set of VanUp racks as well. Great for doing 2 bikes on one side of the panel. The next one we have is a Max Track set. Great for recovering if you're out in the sand or out in the mud. just in case your adventures take you that way. We've got a classic adventure shovel. Great for digging yourself out, helping your buddy out who got stuck. Maybe he wasn't quite as good as you. We've also got a set of roto packs here. One is yellow for diesel, white for your water. There's a red one as well for gas, but probably don't want to put the gas in the Sprinter here. Again, that's just a small selection of things out there. You could also say use it on your skiing adventures or snowboard adventures. We're in Phoenix today, so I don't have one of those on the table. But honestly, it's whatever you're into, whatever your adventures are, there's probably an accessory that fits on one of these racks for you.
So one thing a lot of people are concerned about is, how much weight you can put on these racks.
Absolutely.
Last thing you want to do is overload the door frame. How much weight can these racks handle?
What it really comes down to your point, you mentioned it, the doors themselves. Mercedes really doesn't want anybody putting more than 100 pounds on here, but this is really capable of holding much, much more than that. I use the classic example of what's reasonable. Let's be honest, let's start there, and then from that side, you can go up. Thanks for watching all of the tips and tricks for the nVader rack, available now at VanUpOffroad.com.